Hey y'all, happy Monday. I hope that y'all are already on break. I hope that y'all have a short week before the holidays, okay? How are y'all doing in the comments? As you can tell by the title of the video, I feel like some of y'all not gonna like me. Some of y'all not gonna like me. I don't know. We'll have to see. But y'all know I gotta be real, okay? If it's on my heart, I have to say it. And after I saw the episode, I was like, it's on my heart. I have to say it. It's on my heart, okay? Let me go ahead and show y'all a little face today because I got my hair done and I actually look decent, okay? Hey y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back, okay? Today we're going to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have not reviewed Love and Marriage Huntsville in I think like 2 weeks or so, but this episode really moved me. I did see the trailer. And the trailer for the reunion was giving, which I think I'm going to put out a video on my reaction to the trailer because it seems like stuff is going to get more chaotic. I like passively watched the trailer, but I didn't really dig into it. But I definitely want to come on and talk to y'all about this episode. So let me go ahead and say hello to those of y'all who are here on this lunchtime live. Some of y'all probably sitting at y'all's desk at work, you know, acting like you working, but you really listening to me. Who knows? Okay. Shout out to y'all who are doing that. Hey, Sasha. Hey, Constance. She said, baby, I am ready to hear this. Hey, Keisha. Yep, that's D, Sierra. Hey, Kenya. Okay, shout out to them for the notifications. And thank you, Miss Ann, for reminding everybody to like the video. Please go ahead, show up and like the video. That's how you check in, so I know you're here. And Anaya writing her essay for law school. Come on, okay? Thank you for the comment on the bob. The bob is bobbing today. It is. I actually have my hair appointment this week, but I had to have my hair looking like something because I've come to y'all like camera off for too long. So do I still have a graphic? Yes, I do. I have my Love and Marriage Huntsville graphic. So let's go ahead and get into the show, y'all. This week, it was really Mel versus Martel, which is why I decided to give Mel and Martel the thumbnail. That's the main thing I'm going to talk about this episode. They tried to bring Sheree into the storyline, but y'all, let's be real. Let's be real. Somebody in the comment section, help me out. How many of y'all think that Mel and Sheree, I mean, not Mel, Martel and Sheree's relationship is actually real? I don't. Never did. So the fact that Sheree was such a huge talking point, like this episode was just funny to me because I don't think that Martel and Sheree are really a thing. Whenever they first came out, y'all, they had that damn photo shoot in the park where they were clearly posing for the camera. And it's so funny that we're seeing all this stuff play out on social media because I vividly remember when this was going down and I remember it feeling like it was fake. So the fact that we got the Scott family talking about Sheree, I'm like, some of y'all just seem a little bit too cheerful to, I guess, experience Mel feeling some type of way. And I'm going to dig into that because that's why y'all not going to like me. Whenever I speak on Mel and Martel, that's why somebody not going to like me. But the Scotts, to me, seem way too cheerful to speak on Sheree. And it's like, damn, really? To Mel's point, he did have a whole baby mother while they were together. He did have a whole girlfriend while they're together. But I'm going to call a thing. I'm going to be unbiased. I'm going to give y'all my opinion. I think that this much of what Marcel was saying makes sense, which is like, you're not as unbothered as you are. And I'll speak about it. But anyway, y'all, the episode starts out and we see Mel and Stormy having a conversation. I'm going to go like for the highlights, okay? Mel and Stormy are having a conversation. Mel is getting a massage. Stormy comes over just to talk to her. To me, I felt like that was awkward. Number one, because Mel was like, she just gonna have to talk to me while I'm getting a massage. I don't know if filming like forced her to come over, but it was just very awkward for her to watch you get a massage, number one. And number two, it was awkward because it felt counterproductive to me. Mel actually had to talk about something negative while trying to relax. So it was just the oddest worth of scene. I wish they just would have showed them meeting up doing something else. But anyway, Mel explains her issue with Martel. which is that Martel is sharing her business again. And Stormy's like, well, what business? What are you talking about? Mel ends up saying that the business that he shared was the fact that she had COVID. Now, y'all, I don't think it's really about that. I think that she's triggered, just like she said, because to me, I was like, Mel, now you know damn well, at this point in 2022, I don't think that is that big of a deal that he had to tell his baby mother that you had COVID. Now, a lot of people are like, okay, well, you know, Martel, he's being messy. But when Martel sat in the car, we're going to talk about it later on in the episode, his other son with the baby mama was exposed to the kids. I don't think Martel would be responsible if he didn't share that information with the baby mom. And I do agree that it's not Martel's fault how the baby mama decides to use that information. I remember when she said hashtag double sick on Instagram, and that was messy, but that's on Ariane. I don't think that was on on Martel at all. And I felt like Mel was trying to put 20 on 10 when she said, that's very serious. People have died from COVID. Well, no, duh, Mel. But the thing was, were you in a hospital bed? Were you on a ventilator? Was he sharing that type of information where he didn't want anybody to know the severity? Or was he just sharing information for him and the baby mama to take the precautions to, you know, just prepare just in case the little boy had COVID? So I thought that was a bit much. And when she said a lot of people passed away, I was like, okay, Mel, like, come on. Now y'all know I'm gonna call a thing because Mel's a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. Y'all know that. And Mel was showing very Scorpio qualities this episode, okay? I love me some Mel, but I know my negative qualities, and I feel like I was seeing the Scorpio qualities. So again, I told y'all she was trying to put 20 on 10. Now let's go ahead and get into Sheree. They start talking about Martel dating Sheree, and she's basically saying she don't care about Sheree. She thinks Sheree is a beautiful woman. She ain't really got nothing else to say about it because, you know, she's seen pictures of Martel with another woman while they were actually together. And Stormy ends up asking her if she was going to Martel's wine tasting event, and she said probably not because she's not in the place where she could actually support him. So when it comes to Sheree, y'all, initially, let me say it this way. When it comes to Sheree, let me be clear. I do not think that Sheree is a level up on Mel as Marceau and Tisha are acting. I do not think Sheree is a level up. Do I think that Mel is a little bit in her feelings? I do. I do think Mel is a little bit in her feelings. And I'm going to tell y'all why it's different. Now, we know that Sheree and Martel are fake, but him having a girlfriend in a relationship, that's different than Sheree, who he's actually treating as someone who he wants to be seen with. And another Scorpio quality, I'm going to tell you, I don't care if I'm in another relationship, if I'm married, we're possessive. If you were mine, you mine forever. And I hate to say it like that. I literally could like not have feelings for someone. But if we actually used to go together, I don't want to see you happy. I don't want to see you in a park with nobody. I want to see you miserable. That's how I am. And I'm not saying that Mel wants Martel, but I'm saying the fact that everybody is so excited about him actually having a girlfriend is much different than him having a mistress. So that's why some of y'all might not like me, because I'm calling a thing, and I think that Belle is a little bit in her feelings, and I hate to agree with the little bit that Marceau was saying was that she's acting like she's unbothered, even though she's not. So one more thing I wanted to talk about, y'all. When we circle back to Mel being triggered, I'm not going to act like she's not triggered without reason. If y'all remember, Ariane did an interview with Tasha K a year ago now. She broke the internet with that interview. And that's where she revealed in the interview that Mel actually had I don't know if I can actually say the word online, but Mel was pregnant. And then she was not pregnant by choice, allegedly. is what Ariane said. So I think that some of that triggeredness comes from the fact that Martel has shared her information in the past. Although COVID is not as serious as the information that Ariane spilled in that interview, I still think she's triggered because it's kind of just like, don't even mention my name to that woman. And I feel you on that, but I think in this situation, Martel had a duty to explain that to, yeah, y'all know what I'm saying in the comments. Y'all know what I'm saying. I think she just doesn't want her name to be a topic when it comes to Ariane. I don't think that she wants to even imagine, you know, her and Ariane even existing in the same world. So I think that it has everything to do with the fact that she spoke on the Roe versus Wade situation. Thank y'all for the Smashmortion situation, allegedly. So you have every right to be upset about that, but it's kind of odd. It's one of those things on TV where people don't really say what it actually is. I think that Mel forgave him for that because they went to Florida after the fact. But the fact that, you know, this COVID situation has re-triggered you into being upset with him, this is one of the times where I have to say, like, okay, Mel, I disagree with you on this. So now let's move on to Destiny and Martel. I told y'all, when it came to the fight episode, I created a short and I told y'all, based on the way that Destiny was acting, I knew that she was going to villainize Mel when her and Martel got along. I knew that was going to happen. And it happened this episode. I think I said it was going to happen in 2 episodes, but it took like 4. Now, what happened was Martel is prepping for his wine tasting event for the Inez wine. And Destiny shows up. And she's like, oh, yeah, you got a new lover in your life or whatever. And Martel's like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Of course you don't want to talk about that, Martel, because you and that lady are under a contractual agreement, and that's not really your lady like that. Y'all take pictures together. Y'all do photo shoots. And y'all don't want to talk about it because y'all aren't really a thing. I don't think that they're really a thing. And I think that's Martel's hesitance to even talk about it because let's be real. Martel is still in love with Mel. And if Martel really had somebody like that, I don't think that he would be doing, let me think about how I want to say this. I still think that Martel is in love with Mel, especially coming off of that trip. If he moved on, it would be because he had to, but I don't think that it would be in the way that him and Sheree has displayed their relationship with these photo shoots. So I think that's his hesitance to not speak about Sheree. He says she's a good woman. She's a good woman. Okay, but that doesn't have none of that sounds romantic. It sounded like y'all didn't want to be public. Y'all want us to be public in pictures, but y'all don't want to talk about the relationship because y'all don't want people like me on the internet picking and prying at all the words that are coming out of y'all's mouth and calling it fake. So next, Destiny was like, I got a recording to play y'all. I told you that she was going to villainize Mel. And what's so funny to me was that the recording was not tea. It was lukewarm. It was ice. It wasn't tea. I'm just like, girl, what? That was some damn Splenda tea. Nothing sweet about it. Like, girl, what? She said, Martel, let me play this recording for you. And what was odd to me was that it was the exact same recording or the exact same words that Mel had said to Stormy earlier that day, where she said that she doesn't feel a way about Sheree because Martel has been with other women even while they were together and was photographed with someone else. Now, if Martel actually, you know, could think unbiasedly about Mel, he would have took that recording and said, okay, fine. But the fact that Destiny knows that Martel is easily triggered, anytime Destiny is upset with Mel or anytime Destiny wants to villainize Mel, all she has to say is the word boo. Martel, boo. Look at this. And Martel is going to get mad. And that's exactly what happened. So Martel gets upset. And, you know, he starts bringing up the fact that, you know, Sheree's a good woman. And when it comes to who they have around the kids, she's had people babysitting the kids that he has never met. People babysitting the kids that he doesn't agree with. Now, we know what that's about because we were on Instagram whenever he was complaining about Mel's brother watching the kids and Mel's brother-in-law. To me, I felt like it was a little bit homophobic, a lot of it homophobic. He just didn't want to say it. And he has spoken multiple times about him having or her having people watch the kids without him knowing who they are. Martel, I need you to go get a builder's license. I need you to read a book, because every time Destiny wants to, she emotionally manipulates you. And that's what she did in that scene. Because I don't see what you expected Mel to say. If Mel said that she was unbothered about you dating Sheree, what was the problem? Was the problem that she said she saw you photograph with other women while y'all were together? That's facts. Y'all are no longer together. So it's just the fact that y'all are both emotionally triggered. And I just hate that Destiny, you know, played a part in this. I knew that she was going to come back around. I told y'all. I knew she was going to come back around and be like, oh, you and Mel went to Florida? Well, look what she did. Let me go ahead and bust that shit up. So next, y'all, we see Tisha and Marceau, and Tisha and Marceau are gassed. They are excited to be talking about Mel, Sheree, and Martel. Tisha in the room talking to her man. They pillow talking, they kikiing. Tisha talking about, ooh, did you see Sheree confirmed it online? Tisha is so excited about this. And to me, I'm like, why are y'all so excited about this fake relationship? We all see that it's fake. Y'all are so excited about the fake relationship that y'all hate Mel so much that you are willing to overlook the fakeness in your face for a temporary, you know, time of joy to see Mel revel and feel some type of way about Sheree. So, like, it doesn't even make sense. Y'all are just, girl, bye. And Marceau, I do have to say, I only agreed with him saying that, you know, she's not really as unbothered as she portrays herself to be. Next, y'all, they said Tisha gossiping, not realizing it's getting Marceau off talking about Mel. It was just funny to me that, hey, Sam, it was funny to me that he said, I think that Mel is feeling some type of way about the level up. And I died laughing. I was on my couch and I fell into the damn couch because, like I said, I don't think that Sheree is a level up from Mel. But what they did tell us was that was Marceau's opinion. Marceau thinks that Sheree is a level up from Mel. Shit, quiet as a clip. You might think that Sheree is a level up from. You think? I ain't gonna say. You might think that Mel is a level up from your wife. Okay, I said it. Fuck it. I said it. You might think that Mel is a level up from your wife, but I don't know. You better not say too much about Sheree, Marceau, because your wife gonna be on one. Now, I think that's all I have to say about Tisha and Marceau. It just was very much given that y'all were coming off as some damn haters, especially Tisha. I think Marceau was being realistic when he said that, you know, you're not as unbothered. But when it came to the enjoyment and excitement that I saw on Tisha's face for this fake relationship, I'm like, girl, goodbye. So next, y'all, we go on to the wine tasting event. Martel, he did better this time. You could tell that somebody actually wrote the speech for him. They did like the little thing like, oh, I'm going to say this in a different language. Now everyone stay with me. That means. I was like, what? Not them giving you some speaking lessons. Now you was off to a rough start, but I think you finished up pretty good, Martel. Sheree did not show up. Where's Jamal? Where's Sheree? Sheree lives in his phone, okay, and only lives in the photographer sessions whenever y'all decide to meet up and film together. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, bye. So Sheree didn't come because they decided that it would be best that she didn't, because if she came, that the event would mostly be about her and not about the wine. While that's true, that really ain't your lady, and that ain't really your man like that. So that's why she didn't come. Mel didn't come either because she said she couldn't really support him at this time. So we see all the ladies standing around, and Tiffany, she is coming to do what she needs to do. She's coming to secure the check. I'm so glad that Wanda was not there, y'all. Thank God Wanda was not there. Anyway, Tiffany asked Destiny about her and Mel being cool, and Destiny plays dumb. What do you mean? What do you mean? We agree to disagree. You are so hurt, Destiny, and I need you to go to some therapy. I need you to go to some therapy to figure out what that is, because to me, it feels like it's more than just Mel. Next, y'all, we move on to Jalen and Marceau. Jalen and Marcel have a heart-to-heart where they speak about Kimmy, they speak about Maurice and her diagnosis and what the family has been going through and why it's hard for Jalen to express how he feels about it. Now, y'all, I feel bad for Jalen. I really do. I'm glad that Kimmy has finished her 20 weeks of chemotherapy, but it's hard for all of them to try to come off as strong in this situation. So I feel for them. I'm glad that we saw the transparency during the episode. Next, y'all, we finally see Martel and Mel meet up at the end of the episode. And this is where I'm going to tell y'all I have to disagree. Well, I feel like I have an unpopular opinion, but y'all tell me if I'm wrong. So at the end of the episode, we see Martel pull up to Mel's house. He's thinking everything's good. They coming off the heels of this vacation. They friends, right? They dapping each other up. He thought he was going to walk into her house. And she was like, no, you're not walking into my house. I'm not comfortable with you being in my house. You've never been invited in my house. And Martel's just like, but I let you in my house. Why can't you extend the same courtesy? And to me, I think that Mel has a right to, don't get this confused. I'm going to explain this. Mel has a right to keep their handoffs on her front porch. Mel does not have to allow him inside her house just because he does. That is a form of manipulation where people think, oh, because I shared this with you, you have to do it to me. No, people can have boundaries. But I think that it is especially interesting that she had this boundary coming off the heels of the COVID thing and Sheree. Now I will say this. I don't think that Mel cared as much about Sheree. I think she cares more than she's saying, but I don't think that her issue with him is completely because of Sheree. I think that her issue with him is because of the fact that he was sharing her COVID information with the baby mama, which I told y'all is a triggering event because the baby mama had spoke on Mel's Roe versus Wade situation, which was out of fucking boundary. But I'm also not going to act like the Sheree thing doesn't exist. I hope y'all are following. I think these situations are much more complex, and it's hard for me to just come on and be like, she give a fuck, she cares, she mad, because Mel has every right to feel the way that she feels based on what she's gone through. But Mel also is not being 100% transparent. But why would you be when you have a group of people around you who revel and get excited and you potentially feeling jealous or you feeling some type of way? So yeah, I think that whenever they got into the argument, I think Mel was being very petty. I think that Martel displayed patience in that moment. She said he has never been inside her house. We can't act like it's jealousy or spite now. Right. That was my point. I don't think that he is deserving to come in her house just because he shared that invitation. But I do think there is a little bit of spite and a little bit of botheredness. And I'm gonna call out the botheredness. I think it is. I think there's some botheredness there. So I think that Martel was, thank you. I think he was displaying some patience there because I think he was truly confused about what happened. I think Martel's the type of person where you give him an inch, he gonna turn it into a mile. Her inviting him to Florida, he thought was gonna turn into a whole mile. He was gonna take a road trip into them being friends again. And it just wasn't that. Now, the reason why I know that Mel felt some type of way was because of the dialogue that they had when he came back to her driveway. So they arguing on the phone. Mel is on the front porch. He's in front of her house, parked on the end of the hill. And he ends up hanging up in her face and he leaves. He circles the block back. He pulls up in her driveway. And when they're talking in the driveway, Martel, y'all, when I say he displayed patience, I meant that he displayed patience. I'm not saying that I'm 100% on Martel's side, but what I'm saying is I can see the pettiness and I can see the anger in Mel. So we're not going to act like Martel is the only one who feels some type of way and is more easily triggered. We can see in this episode that Mel was triggered as well. So they're in the driveway And Martel is just like, I'm not understanding what's going on. We went to Florida. We had a great conversation. You don't want me. I don't want you. So what's the problem? And as soon as he said, you don't want me, I don't want you, I was like, oh. I felt like Martel was only acting like this. When I say display, I literally mean display. I feel like Martel was displaying patience because he wanted to get under her skin, because he knew that the pictures of her and Sheree, of him and Sheree, were already out. I think that he wanted to trigger her. He wanted to act like, all the other times before, I wasn't 100% healed, but now I'm going to pretend like I'm 100% healed to bother you even more. Y'all not gonna tell me Mel loves getting under his skin. Mel loves the fact that he still loves her and she can reject him every time and try to hurt him just as much as he hurt her. So whenever she went in to displaying, that's the point. Unique Monique, when I say displaying, that doesn't mean that that's true to who you are. When I say display, that's just something that you see real nice. When you go to McDonald's and you see that burger on display on the menu and you get something else in the car, that's a possibility. So I do believe Martel was displaying patience, and he was doing that on purpose. Hey, Delia. So anyway, yeah, they trigger each other. Next, y'all. He said, I don't want you, you don't want me, so what are we doing? Mel really took her time to try to explain where she was coming from. And she said that she was triggered. And I'm glad that she has been doing the work and she knows where she's at, because she was triggered about what happened with the baby mother. But I don't think that it was just simply about the COVID. I'm telling y'all, I know good and well, based on the interview, I have a strong hunch that she was feeling triggered because the girl shared the information about her pregnancy. Like, literally, I would want to throw hands. But I think it takes another step or another level of maturity and another level of unpettiness that Mel doesn't have the capacity to display right now, to understand that Martel does not control what Ariane says online. Martel still had to say, hey, J-Dub, Martel still had to tell that lady that her son had been in contact with someone who had COVID. That just is what it is. So I hate that everything like self-destructed so easily this episode. I don't think that either one of them are being honest. I really think that they need to go to counseling. Like, even I know they're not going to be together, but Mel and Martel need some therapy because they are still carrying a lot of like tit for tat. We're seeing that. There might be one time where, they decide to be cool, like they went to the Florida trip together. But they're carrying a lot of tit for tat. J-Dub, this is a good point, and I'm glad that you said that. J-Dub said Martel could have said that he was exposed. He absolutely could have. You are absolutely right. He could have just said, I was exposed. He didn't have to say Mel. And the reason why he didn't just say that was because he was feeling some type of way about Mel being booked and busy. We know that even last season, he kept trying to make it seem like she was too busy to have the kids, which is why he wanted to fight for custody. So I'm really glad you said that and you offered a different point of view, because I could see him being petty. Like, yeah, Mel, which lets you know that he be feeling a way about Mel traveling to all these bookings in Atlanta every weekend. So that's a good point. But I still stand by the fact that I feel like Mel was triggered from something else. I don't think it was that deep. I don't think it was that deep for her to go off on Martel the way that she did, if you just think about that situation. I'm not talking about this situations, the big ones. I'm talking about that situation. So I agree. We can agree to disagree. We agree. Okay. I see where you're coming from. Okay, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. Hey, she said Mel responded to Stormy and her mom. Necey, what are your thoughts? I have not seen Mel's response. I did hear this morning, me and the girls, me, Jamie, and Bonnie was talking about what was going on. I saw Mel's load of sub tweets talking about the show, and it seems like Stormy and Mel are already falling out. I don't know what it's about. I don't know if it's about a recording. I don't know if she feels like Stormi went and said something. But what I do feel is that Mel cannot trust nobody in this group. So Mel goes through chop, chop, chop. She cuts people off very easily. So I don't know if Stormi actually did something, or if Stormi did something that made Mel feel uncomfortable. Meaning, if Stormi went to go hang out with a couple of castmates and Mel's name was brought up and Stormi didn't ride for Mel the way that she thought she should have, maybe that's enough reason for Mel to decide that she want to cut Stormi off. I think that Mel is really hurt by this group, the group, literally. So I think she feels unsafe when she's with this group. And when I say unsafe, I don't mean like they're going to physically do anything to her. But what I mean is, you don't feel safe in expressing how you really feel. You don't feel safe in being who you really are at the end of the day, because you know that these people go home and there's joy in your hurt. So I think that Mel has a guard up when it comes to that. So who knows if Stormi did anything, or if Mel just felt like she had to do what she had to do to protect herself. So that's how I feel about the situation until I see more. And Delia, this is the comment for me. And this is kind of what I was getting to in the review when I said earlier in the review, I said I thought it was really funny that it was the exact same way that Mel said it. Delia says that she thinks Stormi recorded the conversation about Sheree because Destiny's replay was exactly what Mel said. Low key, it was exactly what Mel said. But part of me was kind of like, this show is so produced that what if a producer recorded the conversation that Stormi and Mel had during the massage and sent it to Destiny to give to Martel? That's a complete possibility, because we're not gonna act like only Stormi, Mel, and the massage therapist were present. But I have been hearing something about a recording, word for word. It was the exact same. Low key, I thought I was tweaking too. Emotionally unsafe. That's exactly what I mean. Yep, it was the exact same. But yeah, I hate it. I hope that Mel can get some other people. See, yeah, I agree with you, Sierra. I feel like Mel should leave the show. I do. I think that Mel should leave the show. I was gonna say bring a friend on, but at this point, Mel's brought 2 friends on. We've seen Tiffany come on, we've seen Stormi come on, and I just hate, people don't really realize on these reality shows, majority rules. We see it on Potomac, we see it on Atlanta, we see it on this show. Majority rules. Even though Mel was a trailblazer and was the forefront of the show for so long and still is, the new people on the show find more success and longevity in creating friendships with the people who are already there. And if you don't do that and you just decide to ride for Mel the whole time, you're not going to have a storyline. So I just think Mel should focus on another project, honestly. I would love to see Mel on her own show. She could be on her own show. But y'all let me know that in the comments. That's a question I want to ask y'all. Do y'all think that Mel should stay on the show or she should go? Donna Clay, yes, they are 11-11. Do y'all think that Mel should stay on the show or she should go? Or do y'all think that something should change to help this dynamic? Because I don't see how the show could get any better from here. I honestly don't. It's just going to get worse. The relationships are all fractured. All the relationships are fake. All of them. So I don't see how the show could really go on. It was so great in the beginning just because all of the friendships were real and authentic. So it's getting kind of hard to watch. Y'all know I have my weeks where I watch the show and other weeks where I don't. But yeah, y'all, that is all I got for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have another show that I'm about to be reviewing this evening. If y'all want to come on tonight, we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, probably around 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So y'all get on with the rest of y'all work for today, and I will see y'all this evening to have some more conversations. Make sure y'all light up the comment box, and I will see y'all in the next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.